Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. Ladies and gentlemen, big question for you. Are you cognizant of the fact that your emotions, your mindset, how you think could be affecting your potential to earn money? Do you understand that? Understand what I'm saying. Our mindset and our emotions can affect our financial decisions. All right. And that's what we're going to talk about on this episode of the League of Hustlers. I'm your co host, HT,
I'm CD Barnes.
and welcome back to the League of Hustlers. All right. So, first and foremost, the main thing that we have to do is shift our mindsets. Okay. We have to shift our mindsets, right? So, are you feeling financially stuck? You have to discover how shifting your mindset can unlock the power of money and bring you closer to true financial freedom, right? We do not have to feel stuck. We do not have to be in this negative space where we can't achieve our dreams. We feel like we can't achieve our dreams. We feel like we can't achieve our goals simply because of how we're thinking. Okay, so we have to understand that how we think affects our goals. Think about it. You have people that are broke, right? And then you have that same person who years later, right, could basically hit it big overnight, right? But it wasn't overnight. It took time. It took shifting that person's mindset. Same person, right? Same conditions, same environment, same person. That same person went from broke to rich. How is that done? The only way that it could be done is through a shift in your mindset, right? Um, well, any thoughts on that, bro? 'Cause this is
Um,
important.
yeah, this is very important, man. This is really step one to financial freedom, or really step one to anything that you want to change in your life.
That's right.
Shifting your mindset, like renew your mind daily, right? So this is something that is at the core of becoming the type of person that you want to be. Um, And so think of like habits, right? The subconscious habits, the type of stuff that people do daily. And even in some of the things we may not even like that we do them. However, people get stuck and trapped into repeating the same patterns daily,
Right.
weekly, monthly. The same thing occurs with your finance. Um, Overspending, not investing, the way you think about investing, the way you think about saving, the way you think about earning. All of these things are essentially like habits or patterns that we follow in regards to money. If we
Hmm.
want to change those patterns, we have to change our mindset, we have to change what we think, and even what we believe about some of this stuff. Um, and a lot of times it's deep rooted. You may not even know that it's there. You may not even recognize it. And so shifting your mindset, number one, acknowledging that, the issues that you may see or have, and then getting to the bottom of it. And then you have to actually do the work to install new habits, install new way of thinking, install new beliefs
Right.
about finance, and then repeat them consistently, form new patterns.
And one other piece to that too that popped in my head as you were speaking is those old beliefs, right? You know, growing up, and I think we've talked about this before, but somewhere in my head, you learn that like rich people are evil, or they did something negative to get whatever they got to be wealthy, right? They say always if you see a super rich family, somebody it was some blood left somewhere, you know what I'm saying, back in the
Right.
day. But it's like, wow, well, no, it's like, do you know that for sure? That doesn't make sense. But we grow up with those types of beliefs and thinking, or the other one is that money is the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? And that comes from scripture. What people say comes from scripture, but the scripture actually says the love of money is the root of all evil. You know what I mean? And that's basically putting money over, other stuff in your life and doing anything for money, right? The love, that lust of,
Right.
of money
Essentially greed, right?
yeah,
That's,
there you
it's kind of like a greed thing at that point in
right,
time when you're talking about you love something so much that you
right.
place it above, you know,
Your family. You
right.
know what I mean? The stuff
You
that's
rob
real.
your brother to get,
Right,
a couple of dollars or, you know what I mean? That type of stuff.
exactly.
So, yeah, definitely a mindset shift.
Right.
So do
Yeah,
some
man.
work there. Got to do some work there. And it's a
Next,
constant thing. It's a constant thing. Shifting a mindset it takes work. It didn't
right.
take, you didn't gain the mindset that you have now overnight. It
Mhm.
didn't happen overnight. This has been taught to you. It's been repeated to you via school, via culture, via family, via, television,
The
music,
whole nine.
radio. Everything is kind of like playing its part in creating a mindset for you. So
Next up, what you got?
set specific financial goals. Wishful thinking isn't enough. Setting clear and measurable financial goals can empower you to take control of your future. Now, this is key, man. It's a beautiful step to this whole process. All right. So we started with shifting your mindset. Once you have the proper mindset, you need to set goals.
Right.
You need to have a vision, and it really takes clarity. You need to be clear about what you want to achieve with this new mindset. Where do you want to be? Of course, we're talking about finances. What does that look like? How much do you want to make in a year? Simple as that. How much do you
Right.
want to make in a month?
You
What
gotta
do you-
write this stuff down. You
Write
know
it
what
down.
I'm saying?
Right.
Write it down. And we had an episode talking about right setting smart goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and trackable.
Trackable.
Yeah. Yeah. So be specific. I think that's a major key. That's one of the major keys to this. Having a set goal, right? Just like a pilot or a captain of a ship, they know exactly where they're going,
Right.
right? And they
Yep.
always head towards that way. Even if they have to make a detour, they still have their mind set on that goal. How else can you get to a specific place if you don't know where you're going? You have to
Right.
set specific goals. Literally, how much money do you need? Sit down, write down your ideal lifestyle. In our flagship product called the Dream Stream Strategy, which I highly encourage each and every one of you listen to this episode to go and check out, we have a day in the life. We have a worksheet called the day in the life, right? And the purpose of that worksheet is for you to sit down and write down hour by hour exactly what you see your dream life being like. Okay, so at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6, 7, 8, 9, the whole day, every hour, what are you doing? Right. And then look at that and say, all right, how much is this going to cost? If you're doing Starbucks every day, right? If you're waking up and hopping out into the jacuzzi, right? If you're going to work out, you're, running
Right.
laps around, the Caribbean mountains or something, the Blue Mountains in Jamaica or something like that, right? How much does it cost to be there? If you're living there, how much does it cost? Literally let your imagination run wild and write down those specific goals. Put a number on it, okay? And then bring it all together, right? And have those specific goals. All right. Next up, what we got, bro?
Pay off debt.
No,
It-
hold on, we skipped one.
Hold on. Hold on.
Create a budget.
Create a budget.
Yes,
Before
sir.
we pay off debt, right? We need to create a budget. Are you struggling to make ends meet? Discover the magic of budgeting and how it can transform your financial situation, freeing you from financial stress once and for all.
Yes, sir. And again, in the Dream Stream strategy, we have that good old the budget allocator worksheet. Okay, the budget allocator worksheet is essentially a weekly. It's not even really weekly. Part of it is weekly. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. But basically, it breaks down what to do every time you get a bag or a paycheck, right? So when you get a paycheck, you want to break that mug down. All right. Um, and set money aside, allocate money to different places. All right, let me pull this up really quickly. Um, so that we can take a look at it. You want to do things like cutting back on spending, right? You want to do things like making sure that however much you're spending isn't going over a certain amount, right? Why? Because we want to set things aside for specific goals, right? If you can see in this example, let's try to make this bigger, where we have what we call bags, right? You have one, two, three, four, five, six bags, right? We have a give bag, a save bag, an invest bag, an educate bag, and a play bag, and then the live bag, right? And in the budget allocator that we created, it was a worksheet that you can actually type into, and you can identify your risk level that you want to be at, right? If you want to aggressively, right, invest in your future, if you want to do it moderately, or if you want to be cautious. Okay. And depending on these, the values change. And basically, you put the number here, like of your paycheck, or you did a project and you got a bunch of money, you put the number here, and then you adjust your risk level. But the thing about it is, you want to have a budget, right? The give, right? I'm Christian, right? And that's one thing that's big in Christianity, giving 10%, right? It's called a tithe. Okay. Why? Because givers gain. When you give, it comes back to you. That's a principle, right? And then you have your save bag, you have your invest bag, your educate bag. Let's slow down with your save bag. This is for a rainy day, for emergencies, right? If an emergency doesn't come up and the bag grows to a certain point, you can reinvest that money, right? Then you have your invest bag, right? This is where you make your money work for you. Think about rich dad, poor dad. Think about the quadrant, right? The invest bag is where you put your money in stocks, bonds, real estate, REITs, mutual funds, ETFs, things that are going to grow in value, right? And put money into your pocket. Then the educate bag, you got to get smarter. It's all, the whole episode is about mindset, right? Elevating your mindset. The only way you can do that is by educating yourself. Read books, go to courses, take courses, go to seminars, get mentoring. Sometimes it costs. You need money for that, right? Then play, the play bag. You got to have fun, right? Set a little bit of money aside for that, for vacations, your hobbies, buying toys. You want that C8, right? Go ahead and put a little bit aside for that. And then of course your live bag. And here it says 50%, that's adjustable or whatever, but if you can get to the point where you only live out 50% of your income, that is really dope. That means you have 50% to invest and save and do all the other stuff. Okay. But budget allocator. Check
Yeah,
it out.
major.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Next up, what do we have?
Pay off debt. All right.
There you go.
Is debt weighing you down? A strategic debt payoff plan can liberate you from financial burdens and open doors to new opportunities. All right. And so essentially, man, someone told me it's like if you have debt, essentially you can, if you're constantly find yourself looking for more money, which most people are, I need a raise, I need a new side hustle, I need this, I need that. If you can pay off your debt, it's like giving yourself a raise, essentially. And that's the way someone put it to me years ago. Um, and of course, I mean, it's expensive to carry debt over extended periods of time because of what? The interest rates, right? You got 15% on a couple $100, a couple $1,000 over time is adding up. And that's the money that you could be investing, right? Because it actually, you don't need a ton of money to invest. Really only need to make small increments of investments
Right.
over an extended period of time. But so that's your investment money essentially that you're giving away. So paying off debt and key is key to a financial success, and managing debt, at not even just paying it off, but really it's just managing debt. Um, not all debt is bad debt. So, you want to learn to at least manage your debt that in a
Right.
way that makes sense for your financial goals. Very key. Got
For
anything on
sure.
that one?
Yeah, nah, that's it, bro. That's it. Um, next up, next up is start investing, right? You gotta start. How do you create financial freedom fast? You have to start investing, right? You have to make your money work for you. Investing can help you create a passive income stream and achieve your long-term financial goals. So understand that investing again can help you create a passive income stream and achieve your long term financial goals. This is important, right? How else are you going to achieve those long term financial goals, right? And a caveat to this episode is when we say fast, we don't mean like overnight, we don't mean like over a year, right? But the fastest way is to get started now. If I had known the stuff that I know now back when I was like freaking 16 even, I'd be so filthy rich, right? Because I would have started way back then. And it's simple. You can start just putting 25 bucks aside, 50 bucks, $100 a month, right? Just start putting it aside and putting it into the market though, right? Not just in a bank account, but in the market so that you can take advantage of compound interest, which I think Albert Einstein said it was like one of the eighth wonder of the world was compound interest, right? Why? Because your money just starts growing over time, and the longer that you let it compound, the more that it grows. Okay, and so it's important to get started as early as possible. Okay, don't be afraid to take risks. Investing is risky, but don't be afraid to make those risks. Why? Because high risk, high reward, right? Low risk, low reward, right? But you're still gonna have to take a risk, right? So just understand that you can lower your risk, how risky something is by doing your research and staying informed. Okay. Next up, next up, what do we have here? Let's see. Get educated. All right. Get educated on financial issues. Okay. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to finances. All right. And our job is to uncover the best resources and strategies to educate ourselves about money. Right. And there we're going, by doing that, we'll unlock the key to financial success. Okay. You have to educate yourself on financial issues. Okay, financial issues like investing, financial issues like budgeting, financial issues like debt management, right? Having the right education will help you make informed decisions. This is very important because you're going to run into issues. You're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to run across all kind of things that could kind of throw you off. Okay? Unexpected circumstances will pop up, right? And by having the education in terms of how to deal with those specific issues, that's where you're gonna succeed. Stuff is gonna pop up. One incident we had like early on, we had an investment property, and the renter that was in it like completely destroyed the place, right? And broke the AC, like let water rot out the kitchen up under the kitchen cabinet, like all kind of stuff, man. And so having the right financial education, right, would have helped us deal with that situation differently, right? So it was a long story, but end of the day, uh, we ended up getting rid of the property because it was so much, cost so much to fix, to repair the things that she tore up, and so it ended up being like a total freaking disaster. And had we had the right information, we would have kept the property, right? And you know, shifted some stuff around, blah, 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 so that we can keep that equity, right? That was growing in the property. But that was part of the issue. But anyway, being educated helps you make informed financial decisions about investing, about budgeting, about, you know, financial management. So just keep that in mind. Okay. And last but not least, I don't know, I think CD may have had technical issues, but last but not least, stay in shape. Your physical health, your mental health is very important, right? Medical bills are costly, and medical bills have, you know, like hit people with a left hook, a lot of people with a left hook, and left them broke. Okay, so you stay healthy, right? Maintain your ability to work, to think correctly, right? Eat healthy, hit the gym, right? Stay in shape. That's a part of your mental health. That's a part of your physical health. Again, medical bills are expensive. You get hit with a right medical bill, and that mug could take you out, could deplete your savings, right? So stay healthy, as well as mental health. Try to stay in a positive mental space so that if things come up, right, they don't stress you out to the point where you like you just freeze up and don't do anything. You see what I'm saying? So make sure that you take care of yourself mentally and physically, right? Don't let stress and anxiety hold you back. That could stop you from investing. So these are critical things that we have to think about. But if we can adopt these good habits about developing a healthy relationship with money, we can achieve our financial freedom goals. All right. And it's just that simple. As always, like, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Let's go. Follow for more. If you have any questions, hit us up at questions@leagueofhustlers.com. And we out.